So getting into the news, Regina Daniels finally conducts a drug test. Victor Oshimen went crazy at the last Afcon match. The Patrice Lumumba statue was mocked at the Algeria versus DR Congo match. Wike is declaring war against the APC. And there is this trending picture of Tinubu with Kagame, which is actually trending online. These and many more is what you're going to be coming across in this video. So do well to click the subscribe button, do well to like this video, and let's go. After the divorce between Regina Daniels and Neduwonko, in which Regina Daniels made it known to the general public that she's no more doing again, that in her house she's a queen, but in Neduwonko she's a slave, making it known to the general public that, see, me, I'm tired of this marriage and I actually don't want to go, and she moved out. It has been from one allegation to another, but one of the allegations that actually stood out that Neduwonko was laying against Regina Daniels often and in many times was the fact that she's actually involved in drug and that she actually needs to get tested and get rehab. And right now, she actually went to conduct a drug test, which she actually showed the general public, in which she's actually saying that right now, I went to actually test myself to actually see if I actually have drug in my system. The test results came out. It actually showed to the general public that she doesn't have any drug in her system, against what Neduwonko has always said, because that was his major point in all of this, that Regina Daniels is actually into drug and that she actually needs to go for rehab, she actually needs to go for drug tests, she actually needs to be taken care of. She did when he was around her, but right now she needs to be taken care of. And this has been his major focal point in all of the things that is actually going on in their family. And right now she has conducted a test and it has proven that she actually does not have drug in her system. And she also made it known that the reason why she's actually conducting this test was because of her children, what they will think about her, what they will have been programmed to their head, and she's producing these results right now to show them, that show the world that she's not into drugs, and that the only thing that she took back then was ecstatic drugs, meaning that she took molly, that she used to take molly back in the day. We don't know if she still takes it, but that was what she was actually doing. And that's because of herself, because of the people that trust her, because of the people that believes in her, she actually wants to do away with all of those things. And she has made it known that she's actually not going to reveal the reason why she actually took molly. And to be very honest, many people are happy for her, while some people are actually making comments that there's a very big possibility that it might be falsified. There's nowhere in the world where they don't falsify results, and it's very, very possible. But that is just what it is. So moving on, Victor Oshimen, crazy outburst at the Afcon. To be very honest, I look at what is actually going on with Victor Oshimen, and I'm actually saying to myself that there are some coaches that he would not have tried that with. There are some teams, there are some players that he would not have tried that with. But because he looked at his teammate, that was Lukman, and said, oh, I need to shout at you because you did not pass the ball to me. Let us start from the beginning of all the genesis of the problem. It actually happened with the game of Mozambique and Nigeria, in which Nigeria were actually leading 4-0. They actually won Mozambique 4-0. But even though with the win, these people were unable to celebrate the way they were supposed to celebrate, because something happened in the match, and that was Oshimen actually being very, very angry that his teammates were not passing the ball to him and they were wasting ball. And to be very honest, I kind of reason with what exactly is going on, and I kind of think that if this was a better team, that they were playing ball and they were wasting this part and they were wasting these chances, this wouldn't be better for anybody. It wouldn't have made sense at all. So it actually happened that Oshimen shouted at his teammates in the person of Lukman and told him that this is a team game, and shouted, screamed at him. And Lukman replied that you have scored 2 goals. Which to me doesn't actually make sense. You don't reply your night like that because you have scored 2 goals and that means you're actually chasing self-glory and not playing for the team. You understand? So I really do not get that part, and the two of them got furious, attacking each other. That way in which he has actually made this outburst, he will continue the match and they will continue to play with each other. But Oshimen decided to tell the coach to sub him off. And because of that, the coach decided to sub him off. As if that was not enough, immediately after the match, after the win, instead of everybody to celebrate with each other, the fans that came all from all over the world to support you, the fans that came to watch you play, you actually left them and went into the dressing room. I really think that does not make sense in any way. Many people have actually tried to actually protect him and said, oh, he's his anger is legitimate. But I just feel like if you're a professional player, this is what will differentiate you from people that are playing on a normal pitch to a professional player. You need to be professional in your ethics, in the way you behave, the way you confront matters, and that is it. To be very honest, because you're a professional player, you could have actually gone to the dressing room and probably beating yourself up in the dressing room for people not passing the ball to you. You understand? But coming out to come and just be angry, shouting at your teammates, requesting that they remove you from the match because you're angry, will never make sense to me. But let me know what you think about that in the comment section. So moving on to the picture of Tinubu and Kagame. I'm looking at this. Why do we like to force things that does not happen? And one of the things that the Nigerian government must actually realize at this point is that if you lie concerning some particular information, there is AI to actually tell if this is actually true. So these people actually brought out this information that both President Tinubu and Kagame actually meet, and it was a lie. These people did not meet. Whenever they tell a lie, it's so easy because Grok and other AI can actually detect when somebody is actually telling a lie or not. So right now, the Anyash is open to the general public. They have to now come and debug that it was a mistake and it was not supposed to be at that level, that the presidential words were actually not signed. And these people can actually come out to come and tell a lie. Why? Gone are those days where people can just come and tell some lies and people will just be ready to actually believe them without actually confirming. Right now, you don't even need to do some research again because AI will do the digging for you and will tell you if it's actually true or not. And to be very honest, it's just so sad that the government actually has to just come and cook up lies. Some of the things that we have even believed in the past, some of them are lies. Some of the legends and the hero that we actually believe to be good people are actually not true people. And so moving on to the next is the fight between Wike and FUBARA, and the fact that Wike is now having to fight many people in the APC. So let me explain. So after Wike left power, he actually gave the power to somebody that he thought he would have been able to trust, and that was FUBARA, somebody that will work for him, somebody that will still remit things for him, and he actually wants to become a godfather in Rivers State, which is actually some of the things that these people do. Tinubu did the same thing, and being able to conduct Lagos State on his own accord with his own power, no doubt about that, which is actually very, very cool, right? But something is actually currently happening that we actually need to talk about. So Wike left office and gave the power to FUBARA, but it has never been an easy feat from that time. But one of the instruments that actually helped Wike destabilize PDP on a federal level was this Imo State gubernatorial candidate, Samuel Hanyamu from Imo State, when he conducted this election, when he had this election in 2023 under the PDP. And it was one of the instruments that was actually used to destabilize PDP, especially in Imo State. And when these people actually conducted this election, it was a wide gap between Hayaun and Opuzodima in Imo State back then. It was around 540,308 votes to 71,503 votes, meaning that people actually loved what Opuzodima was doing in Imo State and they voted him again into power because he did a very great job in destabilizing PDP. Of course, probably Wike promised him that I will actually allow you into power. But one of the ways that I can actually allow you into power is when you join APC, because you cannot do it under the platform PDP that we have actually destabilized. So Wike started lobbying with APC officials to get the ticket for Samuel Hanyawu into the APC. Remember that this is the second term of Opuzodima, meaning that this is the final term of Opuzodima in Imo State. But we can always expect that Opuzodima will also has his succession plan, somebody that is actually going to take over from him. And so if he's actually coming with his own person and Wike is also coming with his own person, they are going to fight themselves. There's going to be war between. Because of course, Opuzodima has his own person, has his own succession plan, somebody that will work for him. And also, Anyanwu also will need to work for Wike because they are all, obviously, they are locked in together. And so that is how it is right now. So because of that, there is this fight. And Imo State Governor Opuzodima came out one time and said, this is not your own state. This is not Rivers State, and this is not FUBARA. Me, I will make sure I fight you to the tooth if you actually want to try this nonsense plan and you're actually lobbying in my state. That I'm still the current sitting governor and you are trying this with my state, meeting with APC officials, lobbying a ticket for your own person that it will never work and it will never work. And so because he made this statement, it actually went viral back then. But one of the mistakes that Wike made was the fact that he was actually thinking that FUBARA will still remain in PDP while he's been able to actually conduct this thing. But the blow that Hope Uzodinma would do was to contact FUBARA and make them become friends. So these people are now locked in together, and because of Hope Uzodinma, FUBARA was easily facilitated into the APC, and quickly FUBARA joined the APC. And now he has a strength, he has a voice, he has people to protect him, he has people to speak for him. Because now that he's in the APC, and Wike cannot just leave the PDP just like that. And because he actually still want to run under the PDP, then it's kind of a crazy thing. And that's why you are seeing Wike actually running left, right, center, meeting with kings, telling them not to actually involve themselves in politics and what actually wants to take place in River State.
We'll soon start politics. We'll soon start politics. I didn't say you should be involved. Don't be involved. Allow us to play our politics. Stay as a traditional ruler. I don't want anybody to say tomorrow, oh, you are putting your hand, don't put hand. But that does not mean that you don't have anybody to support your buying. But allow us to play our game.
Stop shaking your head, because that's sacrifice for you. You should stop shaking your head. You are one of those who are causing problem. They gave you chieftaincy, a young boy, so you don't even know what to do with it. And then when I'm speaking, you are shaking your head like this. Oh, fake, causing problem everywhere. You just go and wear something that's bigger than you. When somebody looking for power, you would think that an elderly person, very small young man, this man. I know when I was in school, he was running around, going for errand. Now he's wearing Osman Danfodio. This thing. Then you begin to breach a protocol.
But also meeting with different stakeholders, big individuals, just to tell them that, see, this fight between me and FUBARA, we fight time. And it's obvious that we actually need to fight them. We actually need to fight him, and it's going to be a crazy fight. Right now, he has been doing campaign. Somebody that is the FCT minister that is actually focusing on River State, because obviously River State, he cannot lose River State. He cannot actually lose River State, because if he actually lose the bench of his power, he doesn't have a stake in whatever is going on. You understand? So he's trying his possible best. Today you see him in different places, and it was just yesterday that I was seeing him meeting with Asari Dokubo, talking about this same matter, having meetings with different of his colleagues. You know, he has many factions, many people that still loves him, many people that actually support him, and many people that, because he still has a very strong voice. He still has a very strong voice, especially in River State. So right now he's being strategic, meeting with people. Now, because FUBARA now has a voice, he's actually making blabbing and also now speaking and talking about the fact that, see you, what you are actually wanting to do. And right now, if you look at it, Wike might not be needed in the election for Tinubu, because if FUBARA is actually going to work with Tinubu in the next election, there's no need for Wike. So that's just the case about it, or that's what I've been able to gather about what's actually going on. And moving on to the last news is the case of Patrice Lumumba that was actually mocked in the match between Algeria and DRC Congo. So let me explain. During the match between DRC Congo and Algeria, it was a very tough match. There was a particular guy that had his involvement standing like a statue for 90 minutes, or let's say 130 minutes, depending on the time that they finish the match, and is going to stay like a statue for that long period of time, not having to move. It's like a stationary statue that will stay for that long period of time. And because he actually had himself stand for that long, so many people are actually getting to see him, recognize him. And it actually happened that in their last match between DRC Congo and Algeria, after Algeria scored, after they finished the final whistle, this particular guy was standing while one of the Algerian players, knowingly or unknowingly, we don't know, actually went down and behaved and disrupt the statue in which he actually did this fake engagement. Just watch it. Because he did it, some Algerians are actually not in support of what he did. Algeria is currently getting backlash because of what he did. Because some people are actually thinking that he doesn't have an idea of what is actually going on. While some people are saying that, of course, he must have an idea of what exactly is going on. That why would he actually do that kind of thing? That to hurt the people of DRC Congo. That why would he do that? Even if he knows who Patrice Lumumba is or what he's actually representing and why he's actually standing like that. Well, let me know what you think about it in the comment section. What do you actually think about Regina Daniels' case of her finally conducting the drug test? What do you actually think about Wike wanting to gain power to himself in River State? What do you actually think about Patrice Lumumba, who, like the way he was ridiculed by an Algerian player? What do you actually think about all the news I've talked about? Do well to click the subscribe button so that we'll be getting new updates whenever I drop them. Do well to like, do well to share. See you in the next.